Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
IYO Sky recently took to social media to send a message to Rhea Ripley after WWE Raw. It was announced during the show that the two stars will collide for the Women's World Championship at Evolution. Fresh off her win against Raquel Rodriguez at Night of Champions, Mommy opened this week's episode of the Red Brand and cut a promo in the ring. Right when she opened up about wanting to move on to other things, the Genius of the Sky made her presence known. The latter stated that she had spoken to Adam Pearce and was informed that she could pick who she wanted to defend the title against at WWE Evolution. She chose Rhea Ripley as her next challenger, and the bout was made official. After the show, IYO Sky sent out a few photos on X/Twitter and told Mommy she'll see her at Evolution. IYO Sky is still undefeated against Rhea Ripley. The two stars have had 5 televised singles matches against each other, and the former Judgment Day member did not win a single one. IYO even defeated Rhea and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. The announcement had sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. After months of speculation, heated stares across locker rooms, and words left unsaid in backstage corridors, WWE made it official. At the historic Evolution pay-per-view, two of the most dominant women in the industry would collide, IYO Sky and Rhea Ripley, face-to-face, with championship gold on the line. For IYO Sky, the news was both vindication and ignition. Ever since Damage Control fractured and the women's division reshaped itself, she'd carried herself like a champion with something to prove, not just to the fans, but to herself. She'd defended her title night after night, her aerial artistry earning her respect, but it was never enough. There was always a shadow in the distance, a nightmare waiting. Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator. The woman who stalked through every roster she touched, commanding respect and fear in equal measure. Now she was back, cleared and more dangerous than ever, her eyes locked on IYO's title as if it was her birthright. The WWE Universe was already salivating over the dream match, the Genius of the Sky versus the Nightmare on the ground. It was late at night when IYO stepped into the empty Performance Center. She needed to move, to feel the ropes under her hands, the canvas under her feet. In the hush of the vacant arena, every bounce of the turnbuckle echoed like a heartbeat. Her phone buzzed on the apron, another notification, another reminder that the world was watching. She ignored it. Tonight wasn't about the fans. Tonight wasn't even about Rhea Ripley. It was about the promise she'd made herself when she first signed with WWE, that she would be the best, no matter the obstacle. A camera crew waited nearby. WWE Digital had asked for a statement. IYO hadn't spoken yet since the match was confirmed. She climbed the turnbuckle, perched there for a moment like a hawk ready to swoop, then jumped down, landing silently. She took a deep breath, brushing her hair from her face. In her hand, the championship glistened under the soft arena lights. She placed it gently on her shoulder, her fingers tapping the faceplate in a steady rhythm. When she looked up at the camera, her eyes were calm, but alive with sparks. "You want words?" she asked, her accent soft but her tone sharp as broken glass. "Okay. Rhea Ripley." She paused, letting the name echo in the stillness. "You are strong. You are dangerous. You are Nightmare." She smiled slightly, the edge of a blade behind that curve. "But me? I am IYO Sky. I am the storm you cannot control. You stand and you fight face to face. Me? I fly where you cannot reach. I hit you from above, from below, from every direction." She ran her fingers over the title again. "This is not just a belt. This is everything I have fought for. This is why I left my home. This is why I bled in rings you will never know. This is my life." She stepped closer, her voice dropping, eyes locked onto the lens as if she were staring through it, straight into Rhea Ripley's face. "You call yourself the Nightmare? Good. Because nightmares happen when people sleep. At Evolution, I will wake you up." Her hands tightened into fists. The quiet fury in her voice never wavered. "You are taller. You are stronger. But you don't fly like I fly. You don't fall like I fall. You don't risk like I risk. You stand. I soar." She lifted the belt off her shoulder, holding it up with both hands. "This is not your trophy to take. If you want it, come get it. Bring your nightmare. Bring your pain. I bring my sky." She tilted her head, her hair falling in her face as she whispered one final line in Japanese, a promise only she and Rhea would understand when they met eye to eye under the Evolution lights. When the camera cut, IYO didn't move for a long moment. She let the adrenaline settle, her heart steadying. This wasn't just another match. This was her moment to remind the world that there is no ceiling she couldn't break, no opponent she wouldn't meet in the storm. Backstage, the clip went live within minutes. Across social media, fans exploded. "Genius of the Sky vs. the Nightmare" trended worldwide before sunrise. Fan art poured in, IYO mid-moonsault with Rhea's silhouette waiting to catch her, or both women standing back-to-back, defiant and unbowed. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley saw the clip from her hotel room. She was alone, the faint hum of traffic outside her window. She smirked as IYO's words ended, that final promise lingering like a challenge. She cracked her knuckles, eyes glinting with a predator's calm. If IYO thought she could wake a nightmare, she'd find out exactly what waited on the other side. Over the next weeks, the tension only grew. They crossed paths on Raw, IYO with her title held high, Rhea with that wolfish grin that made grown men flinch. Words were few, but the message was clear in every glance, every mocking wave, every stare down that made referees hover nervously nearby. The locker room watched closely. Becky Lynch, Bayley, Bianca, every woman who'd held gold before them, they all knew what this match meant. It wasn't just about two top stars colliding. It was about proving which brand of dominance would reign in this new era. The sky's limit or the nightmare's reign. The night of Evolution arrived like a storm front. In the packed arena, chants for IYO and Rhea rose and fell in waves. Fans held signs, "IYO flies. Rhea rules. Who will fall?" The energy electric, almost too much to hold. When IYO Sky stood in the tunnel, ready to walk into the lights, she took one last breath. Her title felt heavier tonight, but it was the kind of weight she welcomed, the weight of legacy, of history, of every sacrifice that brought her here. She knew Rhea Ripley would fight like a nightmare made flesh. She knew there would be pain, sweat, maybe blood on the mat by the end of it. But when she looked up at the rafters, the lights blinding, she could already see herself soaring through the air, fearless, untouchable, the genius of the sky. And somewhere beyond those lights, the nightmare waited. With a final glance at her championship, IYO Sky stepped forward. Tonight, she would send one more message, not with words, but with every breathtaking risk she'd built her career on. Win or lose, the sky would never belong to the ground. Not while IYO Sky was still flying.